Now that you understand impact essentials, basically what the club has to do to the ball in order to hit clean golf shots, let's talk about pre-swing fundamentals. What you have to do with your grip and your stance in order to make those impact essentials happen. So what I do is give a simple routine to a lot of the new golfers that I work with, and I advise you to follow the same routine. What you want to do is take a shorter club, maybe like a 9, 8, or 7 iron, and you want to stand with your feet shoulder width apart. You could do this in front of a mirror. What I want with the feet is a little bit of flare. So instead of having your feet perfectly straight, we want to have a little bit of flare. The reason why is because it allows our body to turn back and turn through. The next thing you want to do is take that club and put it in your lead hand. That will be your left hand if you're a right-handed golfer like myself, or the opposite if you're left-handed. And what you do, you stand straight, you have your arms hang down naturally. When you have this club in your lead hand, it'll be resting right against your fingers. And a checkpoint is that we could hinge the club up and down. If we could hinge the club up and down, that means that the base part of our hand, this fleshy part, is on top of the club, and it should make the club light. A common mistake that I see with a lot of new golfers is having the base part of their hand underneath the club, essentially holding it in their palm. When they hold it like that, the club becomes heavy. They can't leverage the club, and they won't be able to hit it very far. And so let's make sure that the grip is more in our fingers. Again, we should be able to hinge it up and down. What you want to look at, too, when you're holding on to this golf club, you want to make sure that the club face is pointed towards the target. We want to avoid having the club face aiming off to the right. We want to avoid having the club face aimed to the left. Have it aimed right towards the target, and you should be able to hinge it up and down. As far as your thumb and your index finger, you want there to be a connection. So instead of having your thumb straight down the shaft, I want your thumb just to the right of center, so you could hinge it up and down. What you could do is take a quarter, and you could place it right between your thumb and your index finger. You should have a crease between those two fingers that's going to point somewhere between your chin and your shoulder. All right. With our trail hand, for me, my right hand, we want to take the 4 fingers of our right hand and slide them down so it touches our left hand. From there, we'll wrap up our left thumb. So you just want to cover up that thumb. We want our right hand to face the target. We want to avoid having your hand too much on top or too much underneath. We want that trail hand to face the target. When you do that, you should be able to hold the club up and down and see that the leading edge is vertical. It should be straight. We want to avoid having it pointed down or up to the sky. And when you're doing this, it'll be very natural to have your left shoulder, your lead shoulder, a little bit higher than your right because of the fact that our right hand is a little bit lower on the club than our left. So the routine would go like this. Feet shoulder width apart with some flare. Standing tall with the club right along your fingers. You'll make sure that the club face is straight. We should be able to hinge it up and down. We'll slide on our right hand and cover up our thumb. We'll make sure that our right hand faces the target, not on top, not underneath. If you stick to that routine, you're going to ensure that you have a quality grip. And the grip is very, very, very important to being able to hit clean golf shots. So definitely get this routine down.